fire in those eyes. How do I put it? They've a strong sense of duty. Like whatever you start, you'll always see through, no matter what. If you'll permit me, there's something I'd very much like to show you. But first, I just need to hear it from you. Say that you'll stay till the very end. With that done, let's get you on your way. Can you hear my prayers? Wherever you are. Whoever you are. Please, you must listen! I've no one to turn to now but you! The walls of the world are falling down around us! All of us were fools! Such a base and hateful snare with none of its sides! Abandon my 100 friends to death. You who hear my prayer, you who are yet to meet. If there is still time, yet save them, my friends, this world. I beg of you, stop my way.
The crystal's glow wanes by the hour.
Its fading light augurs a greater darkness.
Something must be done.
Leave all to me. I am Agnès Oblige, servant and vestal to the Crystal of Wind. The crystal's light is mother to all creation, to all life. Purified by the vestal's rites, their incandescence wards the world from disaster. And so I pray, now as ever before, and onward till the years take me.
The world! The Yin-Yo, please! Protect the Vestal, hurry! Let our bodies be her shield! The darkness overflows!
A fine sea breeze. Foretelling its death is a hoax in poor taste. I'm Ring-a-Bell, or so they call me. I've no memory, you see. A bit cruel, eh? Still, humor's welcome when you haven't a clue to your past. None save this book. But its pages hold no history, only the future. And more importantly, a woman. We've yet to meet, and I'm in love. My angel of fate. Could she be nearby?
Master Kami Izumi, please do me this honor. One final test of skill. My name is Adia Lee, daughter of the Templar. I take pride in that fact, in my blood. Yet, My father.
You've a long road ahead. Make for Caldisla. The Vestal of Wind has been sighted there. For your father, and for your country, you must apprehend her at all cost. Edea, wear this at your side.
This is your finest blade. Issei no Kami.
I pray it keeps you safe.
Father, I swear that I'll return to you a proven warrior.
I'm Tiz Orier. Watch you don't fall! And that's my brother Till. We're shepherds in the sleepy village of Norende. This is how things had always been, and how they'd be forever after. That's what I'd thought. Give me your other hand!
Let me go! We'll both fall at this rate!
I'm not losing you ever! Now hurry and give me your hand!
Finally awake, are you? You've been out a full week. I serve as captain of the Caldislan Guard. My name is Owen. Can you tell me yours?
Tiz.
You were found unconscious in the ravine near Norende. I take it that was your home? Norende? I must ask you to stay calm. Your village is gone. A great chasm opened in the earth and all of Narenda was swallowed up in darkness. You were spared, but the others... Pray, do not think on it now. You need your rest. There will be time for mourning later.
Little fellow's back with us, then?
Aye, and all alone in the world. And past that solitude, what? Guilt at surviving? Pitiable lad. The king will be expecting my report. Keep watch on him a while, Father.
Hey everyone, welcome to Bravely Default. This is an RPG that released in 2011 or 2012 in Japan and 2014 in the US, and I think 2013 in some other Western countries, I'm not really sure. Either way, it was an RPG that was met with critical acclaim for bringing back the turn-based style with a few remixes, such as the Brave and Default system that the game is named after. Of course, though, with most RPGs, this game does start off fairly cutscene heavy, though I should mention immediately, you can skip cutscenes as much as you want, so if you find a cutscene uninteresting for whatever reason, you can just skip it, but I wouldn't suggest doing that, obviously. But yeah, this game received massive critical acclaim for remixing a turn-based system that hadn't been seen in a lot of RPGs for a long time, especially in Final Fantasy games. And for all intents and purposes, this kind of is a Final Fantasy game. In fact, this takes a lot of inspiration, especially visually, from Final Fantasy III, the actual Final Fantasy III from Japan, not Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy III. That guy's just speaking the name of the Echelon, but he doesn't know what that is. So, we are in the kingdom of Caldisla, which I would assume is close by to our, well, former home of Norende. Also has a cat up there. Unfortunately, the villages, I mean, they're beautiful. If we stand here for a little bit, we'll zoom out and we can see just how gorgeous Caldisla is and just the music. Oh my god. So one thing you'll hear me gushing about the entire game is the music. It was composed by Revo, who did a fantastic job at just this epic, like, what's the word? Just full score? Like, how do I say this? I don't know. It's just an amazing soundtrack. You can hear it now with Caldisla. And he's confused that we're surviving. But our first order of business is to go see the king, else the sea's rotted through. So that seems bad. If we actually zoom out, can we see the sea rotting? We cannot. Looks perfectly fine. Okay, well, I'm sure it's as bad as he says. Anyway, we gotta go see the king. Talk about this Narende business that, well, we have to figure out exactly what happened. And hopefully the king would know, of all people.
Ah, the Norende boy. 'Tis, was it? Owen spoke of you. I offer my deepest regrets for your loss. I cannot ease your pain, but time may. Stay and rest all you need.
Your Highness is so very kind. But my plan is to leave for the village straight away.
Admirable, lad. But danger hounds the road to Norende. That gaping maw has drawn beasts of all stripe to it. It's overrun with monsters.
There may be survivors. All the more reason I must go. Someone out there may be waiting for help.
Very well, though it shames me to send you off alone. I'd lend a portion of my guard, but these cursed knights of the Eternian sky are riddling my kingdom with cannonballs.
I'll manage on my own. Thank you, Your Highness.
Do be careful, child, and know that you've a place here when you return.
Alright, so off to the Norende Ravine to see if we can find any survivors. Most notably, hopefully our brother Till. We could stock up before we go, but frankly it's not necessary and we kinda have to go in a hurry. Like, if there are survivors, they need to be rescued immediately, so we should probably go right now. The adventure begins! To surmount the obstacle ahead, you'll need a well-honed party. The key to that growth lies in jobs and abilities. Everyone begins as a freelancer, but as the story unfolds, you'll acquire powerful new jobs. Practice them and your job level will rise. Each job has its own set of special abilities. You'll earn a new one with every job level you gain. And then we also have tutorial quests, which will basically give us a rundown of menus and features that the game has, and we can do those in a moment. So on the right side of the screen now, you'll be seeing Tiz. He is a freelancer, and only a freelancer, as again, every character starts as such. Of course, though, we also have these tutorial quests, which we'll be getting more into later, but we can save on the world map, and we can view battle controls help, and hunt for hidden items. We'll be getting to those two momentarily, but first, we can, of course, save on the world map. So, let's go to save, and save. And there you go, first tutorial quest complete, and for that we get a wake up bell, which in battle if you fall asleep, that'll wake you up. The others we'll get to later. So, we are in the world of Luxendark now, and it's already turning nighttime. Fantastic. Amazing thing about this though, the music dynamically changes with night and day changes, and it's so nice. It's just a nice indication of when it's going to turn night and day in the first place, and it's just really cool. Dynamic music like that is one of my favorite things in games. It's why I love Banjo-Kazooie so much. Anyway, Narenda Ravine. The king did say it's kind of haunted with monsters, but now we're experiencing that firsthand, sort of. This is a tutorial battle. It's not an actual battle, so it's going to teach us the Brave and Default system. By defaulting, you essentially guard and you gain 1 BP, and Braving uses the BP you've banked up. BP allows you to attack multiple points in one turn. However, you can Brave without using, without having BP, and we're gonna see that now. So Brave once, and we can attack twice in one turn. But you're seeing we have a -2 there. That means we're going into negative BP, your battle points. And that means that next turn, once these goblins stop hitting us, we are now -1 BP, so we won't be able to attack this turn. We'll be a sitting duck. Note that these tutorial battles, you won't be taking any damage, and you won't really be damaging any of them, because, well, they're basically invincible as well. It's just a tutorial battle to teach you the ropes of Brave and Default. Now, this might not seem like a huge overhaul to the gameplay, but there are some super cool strategies you can pull off by making use of these, as long as, along with tying them into jobs. But continuing through the Norende Ravine, this is our first dungeon, and dungeons, of course, have chests. And also random encounters. Before we get to a chest, you have a Goblin Archer. So, this guy, he's not that complicated, he's actually pretty weak. In fact, most battles in the Norende Ravine, you can pretty much just Brave 4 times and win. However, I'm going to play it a bit safe and just Brave, not Brave once at all, just attack once a couple turns and then Brave 4 times an attack, because I'm not positive what I do when he might die. So Goblin Archer, again, not very special. He's got really high agility, which means he can dodge attacks more easily than the other goblins. But other than that, not that bad. He has Sharpshoot, which just simply deals a little bit more damage than a normal attack. But it's really not that dangerous of an enemy. None of these goblins are really that dangerous. In this chest, we have a potion that heals, I think, 50 HP? 100 HP? I don't remember. I should remember that. Either way, you notice in the top left as well, we have a little pen and, let's say quiver? What's the word? Quill icon that shows up. That indicates an autosave. Every time you transition to a new area, it autosaves for you. You can turn that on and off in options. We'll get more into the options later. That was a goblin, I think a slasher. Very similar to the archer, except instead of sharpshoot, he has guard to basically default himself, except he doesn't gain BP. He just guards. So, it can Brave though. So, enemies can make use of Brave and Default themselves, though most normal enemies, until maybe later on in the game, won't really make use of that. 200 Pig in that chest. Pig is the currency of Luxemdark. And will we encounter the final goblin? Nope, just 2 goblin slashers. Okay. I'm just gonna kill one normally and then Brave to kill the other. As was mentioned though, we can view battle controls help on the bottom screen by tapping help, and that just brings up the controls. We can also, during battle, change battle animations. We can speed it up 4 times, or we can ultimately just pause it. If you need to see a damage value or just see a cool animation or something, you can do that. So the initial battle animations are a bit slow, in my opinion, not a huge fan, but this is kind of a bit fast at full speed. So I'm probably going to try and be keeping it at the mid-level, at 2 times speed. So, we gained a level here, and on the bottom screen you can see the awards we get for battles. We get 12 Pig, again, the currency, 6 EXP, which is our green bar on the left, which is our main character level, and JP, which is our job level, so our job points, and we're leveling up Freelancer currently. So yeah, jobs and levels have their own individual experience gains, and since we view battle controls help and change playback speed, we cleared those tutorial quests. We now have Check It Out, which has make use of the Freelancer's Examine ability, which we will definitely do, and a Quad Attack, which is just 3 Braves and then attacking 4 times. I will make use of those if we get into another battle, which of course we will. Which, nothing special here. Oh no, we've been encountering goblins. That's the Goblin Slasher. That's the one that guards, because he has a shield. Don't you see? The normal goblins just use charge to do slightly more damage. Let's make use of that Examine ability. So you can see, it gives us the HP, their weakness, if they had one, and their family. Weakness would be to some sort of elemental attack like fire, water, lightning, etc. Now, if you hit left on the circle pad, you can see more detailed stuff like their mains, like all their stats. So their physical attack, intelligence, mind, all that stuff. The annoying part about this, don't get me wrong, Examine is helpful, and there's the slasher braving you can see. Don't get me wrong, Examine is definitely helpful, but it's not that great because it doesn't stick through battles. So what I mean by that is I examined the Goblin Archer there. Say I get into another fight with a Goblin Archer. Also, I think the normal Goblin there dropped a potion. Say I get into another fight with a Goblin Archer. If I hit left on the circle pad, I will be able to see its family and its weaknesses, but I won't be able to see its HP, and I won't be able to see its main stats. So, I don't want to say examine is useless, but it's only really useful for, say, a boss fight where you want to make sure where you want to see how much damage you're doing, and you'll be in the fight for longer than, 3 minutes for a normal fight. So, examine isn't the most helpful ability just because of that one little caveat. Anyway, this guy here made it at last. Go and save. This is our save point. There's also more he can do, but we'll get into that later. Here. Keep this with you always. An hourglass. This is hope, you see. It's from those who care about you. Strange hourglass. And with that, we get the ability to activate Bravely Second, which essentially allows our characters to act at any point during battle if you hit start. It uses SP, which is not like BP because you get it for actually putting the 3DS to sleep or through buying it. So if you put the 3DS to sleep for 8 hours, you will get 1 SP. You can keep track of that on the start menu. Or you can buy SP for, I don't actually remember how much. I've actually never bought an SP drink, so let's see. Purchase. Okay. We're not going to be purchasing them, never mind. I think they're like $1, SP drinks, and I wouldn't suggest buying them because they are a temporary bonus. It's just a weird little microtransaction that exists within Bravely Default for some reason. It's not... Oh, come on! Of course, as soon as I try to enter this stupid area, I get a random encounter. That's just an RPG thing.
Can you hear my prayers? Wherever you are, whoever you are. Can you see the wound torn open before me? Please, let the walls of the world collapse no further. Let me be strong enough to stem this flood.
You there. If you know something, tell me, please. What caused that chasm? Did anyone else survive? Surely at least a few others. I need information. Anything. My parents were there. My friends. Everyone. Just living their normal, boring lives. I won't accept that all those lives have ended. Not without a search.
You alone survived. I am sorry. I am sorry.
I found you! You've been found! I've the eyes of a hawk! And the nose of 7 wolves!
7 wolves that wasted the last week sniffing at dead ends. Now stop yapping and go fetch.
I know, woman! And I take no orders from you! No orders!
An Eternian airship?
The Sky Knights! I thought I'd covered my trail. Go, now! It's me they want.
What? Why?
I'll not involve an innocent bystander.
Cannon fire? This is madness! This way!
What?
Agnès has joined the party, so we now have officially 2 party members. Agnès, of course, also joins as a freelancer, and there's not much customization we can do at the moment, given we have no extra jobs. But we are running from an Eternian airship blasting us with cannon fire. A bit insane after just chasing a little girl, if we're just chasing a little girl.
Quit darting about! Taking covers for the weak! Stand your ground! There are only 2 tactics a real warrior needs. Frontal assault and death by frontal assault!
Listen to yourself in a froth over a little girl. I'm so very tired of talk. Now, are any of you man enough to go down there and get her?
Yes, ma'am. Leave it to me.
Good boy. Bring her back, and I may just reward you. But be quick about it. I'm opening fire as soon as I forget about you. And I have a short memory for dawdlers.
Yes, ma'am.
This boy has nothing to do with me! Let him go!
They don't seem like the type to listen. Here they come!
So, we're fighting some Eternian Knights. My suggestion now that we have 2 freelancers is have one of them default and the other just attack until the other builds up to 4 BP and then go all out with them and just kind of alternate the process from the other. So, these Sky Duelers can use Prey on Weak. I believe it just does extra damage. It doesn't seem to actually target the person with less HP. I guess he just really hates Tiz. So if you're wondering how I'm quickly using Brave in default, the L and R buttons are mapped to them. L is by default mapped to Brave, and R is by default mapped to Default. You can switch this in options. Also, he's probably going to die this turn anyway, so I'm just going to attack. You can change that in options, so it's the inverse, so that R is Default and L is Brave. And I will be changing that soon, but not really a good time right now. Kind of got to, run and not die. Well, at least now that we have 2 freelancers, this fight is much easier. You can just Brave with everyone and attack the, attack one of them. Tiz can take care of that guy. Okay, Tiz is just a fucking monster. Jesus Christ. Wow. He really hates goblins. I mean, I guess I don't blame him. I mean, look at them. They're not exactly pleasant creatures.
Yes! Yes! Body clashing against body, muscle against muscle. This is real combat. Oh, my heart, woman, how it races!
Yes, lovely. Though I'll grant the boy does handle himself well. I'm less bored than I was a moment ago. Whereas you lot are a massive disappointment. Honestly, are there no men here capable of a satisfying performance?
On my way, ma'am! Not again!
I have to wonder, how exactly did they survive those falls? Do they have, like, the portal boots? Because it don't look like they got the portal boots. Just another Sky Dueler, nothing special. Just default with Agnès. Agnès is a little bit weaker than Tiz, not by much. It should be mentioned that the characters they're gonna get do have slightly different stats. Most of the characters are kind of all equal though. So it's not really a huge thing. It's not really something you should be too concerned about, but it's something to maybe take into consideration. But we'll get into that more when we actually get more characters. So Agnès gained a level, so she's a little bit on level with Tiz. Luckily. Unfortunately, she doesn't really gain levels before you get her, but, I mean, you get her so close when you get Tiz, it's not really that big of a deal.
More! Gunners, steady on! Keep firing! Fire till you've nothing left!
Nothing left, Captain.
What? We're spent? Already?
Isn't that always the way when you're all passion and no finesse? The great Barris Lair, quickest cannon in Eternia.
The two deadliest guns ever made are still right here. Where steel fails, muscle never falters. Show them what the Sky Knights are made of, boys! Get down there and frontal assault!
Yes, sir! Clingier than ticks!
Sorry, I've just always found that line funny. For some reason, just Tiz's performance. For some reason, I just love that line. Anyway, new enemy, sort of. It's a Sky Archer. He's not really that different, though he does have a pretty annoying ability in Poison Arrow, which, as you might guess, can poison opponents. So he probably won't use it because they're not supposed to be giving you too much of a challenge. And I'm just gonna go all out in this guy. We're getting a lot of crits. Wow. Wow. We just really hate these guys. But they aren't putting up too much of a fight. They're dead. I think I'm just gonna go all out and brave. I don't know how much health you have. Whatever. We have enough health where we can withstand, you know, a few attacks if need be. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to keep the battle speed on this ×2 speed. It seems like a good middle ground between not being too slow and being fast enough where the battles won't be dragging on forever.
Weak and flabby. I'll go myself. I must. How my blood surges. How it longs to smash things.
Like our airship? You're the only one who can steer this boat, you dumb ox.
Holly White! Must you dash all of my dreams? Fine, you go get ahead.
Me? Go crawling down in the dirt like a filthy henchman? In these white robes? Please. Now turn us around and let's be off. There will be plenty of time to play with her again once we've resupplied.
All of my dreams, Holly White.
When you see this, it means the party's got something to talk about. Press the Y button to listen in. Yep, we've got party chats. Now, Bravely Default is mostly voice acted, but party chats, unfortunately, are not. So you get me instead. They left? Lucky us, I suppose. Are you alright? Are you hurt? They were clearly after me. Why did you not run? It didn't cross my mind, I guess. I was a little distracted. But more importantly, are you hurt? I'm fine. You have my thanks. But they will be back for me, I'm certain of it. For your own sake, it is best our paths diverged here. But there's only one road back to town. What? Hey, wait! I love that she just leaves. It's so nice. And it's nice that the party chat literally ends there, and then a cutscene starts up.
I still haven't gotten your name, miss. Mine's Tiz Orier.
Agnès. Agnès oblige. And I'm Airy. It's a pleasure.
Ugh, a miniature monster.
Ah, rude! I am not a miniature monster. I am a crystal fairy. Fire, water, wind, earth. 4 crystals. 4 pillars of the world. Agnès is the Vestal of Wind. She tends the wind crystal.
Vestal of Wind?
Priestess, bride, and servant to the crystals. A weaver of prayers who ensures their eternal glow. The Vestal's rites purify the crystals, warding the world from natural disaster.
The crystals reveal the way to the Vestals, and the Vestals pass that on to the people. They guide the world.
In times past, perhaps, but now the crystals go forgotten, and the Vestals with them.
And what purpose should bring a Vestal here?
That chasm. A week prior, at the same time, the ground parted here. The crystal of wind was consumed by an unnatural darkness. The crystals are the source of all life and all energy in the world. Our lands, our seas, and all that inhabit them exist through the crystal's bounty. They sustain us. But a foul corruption has overtaken them. The wind lies still, and the oceans rot. Fire runs wild, and the earth, well, at this rate, the world will be shrouded in a darkness fit to blot out all life from existence. I had to see the chasm for myself.
What is it? What caused the ground to fall?
I do not know. But I do know how to unmake it and stop the coming dark. I must hurry back to Ansheim. Come, Eri, let's go.
Hey, wait a minute.
Miracle Man. Hey. Hear me out. This isn't the place you're charging on alone. The crags are dark even by day. It's always been a nest for monsters. Eri, are you truly certain this boy is the Miracle Bringer? Absolutely! Right time, right place. He's your Miracle Man. I bet my wings on it. He saved your life, didn't he? Just like my prediction said he would. I'd call that pretty darn miraculous. Yes, but... Mr. Tiz, was it? Just Tiz is fine. Tiz, then. Was it you that my prayer reached? I don't know about reached, but I heard you say it anyway. He's the sole survivor of a village swallowed up whole. How much more miracle do you need? That was no miracle. There was nothing miraculous about it. My family is gone. All my friends. Everyone. There was no miracle. Yeah, kind of insensitive for Eri to say that. Kind of insensitive for that goblin to interrupt me like that.
You said you could unmake it. Do you mean to say you'll repair that giant hole?
I will do what only I am able. Purify the crystals and release them from the darkness. Once this blight has been purged from all 4 of the world's crystals, order will be restored. It is the only way.
Vestals have been pouring their prayers into the crystals for generations. Agnès is going to release all that at once. The flood of light that comes out of them should be more than enough to wipe that big hole off the map.
I can't even imagine. Agnès, please, let me help you.
My task is not your concern.
It is my concern. The chasm, it just swallowed up my village, my family, my friends. I lived the same routine all my life, and that was just stolen from me in an instant. I'll not allow anyone else to suffer the same. I'll do anything you need. Please, you're a light, my ray of hope, and I want to help.
Well, Agnès?
I cannot accept. This burden is mine alone, and alone is how I'll see it done.
But why? Please!
I shall see you back to the city, and there our paths will part. You are not meant to carry this load.
Rebuilding a village. I truly appreciate your desire to help, but do you intend to just leave your village like this? No, of course not. I'll rebuild it someday. I am wanted by the Duchy. Attorney and assassins may lurk in any shadow at any time. What's more, I must leave this place at once to purify the crystals. if something were to befall you, who would be left to put your village to rights again? I'll rebuild it. I will. You don't have to tell me I'm the only one who can. Then surely it's best you stayed and... But Norende will never be whole again until that chasm is gone. And here I meet you, the one person who knows how to make that happen. It seems the obvious thing to do is help you, keep you safe, and solve this thing together. Yes, but how do you propose... I don't know yet. First, the king needs to know what's happened. So, off to see the king again. I mean, at least we have a little bit of an update. We now know there are no survivors. Oh, Jesus Christ! Why must it be that every time I try to leave a cave or go into somewhere, I run into a fucking goblin? This area is beautiful, the little river down there. Never really noticed it before, but really gorgeous. And this music, oh my god, but now we can actually leave. No more goblin interruptions.
What's that pendant you wear?
This? It was given to me by someone special. It's something of a lucky charm.
A lucky charm? That's charming. Sorry, that sounded daft. It's very pretty. It suits you.
This miraculous successfully lets you communicate with other players. Register other players you'd like to play with as friends. You can summon friends to aid you in battle, share abilities, and more. First, register as friends using your Nintendo 3DS systems, then just Street Pass, and you're all set. Or visit the adventure to register friends via the internet or local connection. Use update data below save to access the online grab. Yeah, we'll get into this later. Okay, battle introduction. A battle tutorial, rather. So, this friend thing. So, Bravely Default kind of has online features, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too into it. It's not something I've ever made too much use of. I'll try and explain it as best as I can, but it's just never something I've done much. So, in battle, we have the Summon Friend option. We have a Send action, which allows us to perform an attack and send that off to other players. If we street pass them, or if they are a friend on the system and in the game, because for some reason you have to add them separately, it's kind of silly, they will be getting that attack, a 30 damage dagger attack. Nothing special, but whatever, it's a start. And we can also view street pass info. Let's go ahead and see that. Yes, let's go and do that. We have no friends! Woo! Okay, so before we go back to see the king, and before we end this episode, I think it's prudent we go over some of the options this game provides. We also have area down on the bottom of the screen now, as well as our strange hourglass to show us our SP build. So if we go to config on the bottom here, we have many settings. Five, many, whatever. We have battle settings, which lets us change the Ravine default configuration. I'm going to change it to that. You have to confirm a turn start, which basically means, what does that mean? Confirm a turn start? I'm trying to think what that means. I actually don't know. And update data at send, which means your online data essentially updates whenever you send an attack. We have sound settings, so we can balance the volume. I'm actually going to up the voices. And keep may lower SFX a little bit, because they're really loud in this game in my experience. We have message settings, so we can change the voices from Japanese to English, or change the text to a cavalcade of languages, and by cavalcade I mean 6. Whatever. We have message speed on, or message speed, which we can change. We're going to set to, actually I might keep it, we'll keep it at fast, whatever. And we can turn autoplay on and off. You can turn this on and off during cutscenes as well. Game settings, you can use the D-pad as confirm and cancel, which has really grown on me. Like, I didn't think this was a necessary thing, but it lets you play with only one hand, which is kind of nice. Cursor position to remember, which will remember between battles or between turns and stuff like that. So it's, well, between turns rather. So if you're on default one turn, it'll start on default the next turn. You can turn that off if you want. Turn autosave on and off. I would suggest keeping it on to make the game a little bit less frustrating. And difficulty has options underneath that as well. Destination marker is for side quests and for the main quest. It will tell you where to go if you have it on and not where to go if you have it off. You can individually turn off if you want to get EXP Peeg or job points. So say you're really overleveled, but you need to get some Peeg for some armor. And you could also use some job points as well. Well, turn EXP off, but you still get Peeg and experience or job points, and you can mix and match whatever you want. I wouldn't suggest ever turning Peeg off, that seems pointless, but hey, maybe you're doing some sort of challenge run. Difficulty can change at any time during the game. I'm going to be keeping it on normal. And your encounter rate. You can change this so you encounter no enemies, less enemies, the standard amount, a little bit more, or a lot more. For now, I'm actually going to be encountering a lot more enemies because I actually want to get Freelancer leveled up a bit. Because there's a specific ability we learn at level 2 that's going to be pretty helpful going forward, and there's some enemies to encounter outside in the Caldisla region. So pretty much all these we can probably deal with by just braving 4 times, but I'm going to default with Agnès just to... Never mind, it was fine. So those bats are nothing special. They're great bats, they only appear at night. And the only attack they really have that's a threat, I guess, is Bloodthirst, which deals a little bit less damage than, say, a normal attack, but it does absorb HP from you, so they can, in theory, heal themselves, but it's really not that much of a threat. This zombie, kind of similar to the goblins, I believe. I think they just have a charge attack, basically. Nothing special. Unique thing about zombies, though, in this game, or I think other RPGs as well, or rather undead enemies in general, if you have, say, healing magic, or even potions, I believe you can use on enemies. In fact, we might be able to show this off with a zombie that might appear. In fact, let's go and do that. Kill the pet, and let's take this potion, use it on a foe, and use it on the zombie. And you can see, it actually damages the zombie. Healing items will damage undead enemies, which is a really effective way to do that. A rather really fast way to deal with undead enemies such as zombies, as well as bosses and stuff we'll meet later on, of course. Just another zombie. So, another thing you can do is if you hit Y in battle, you go into auto battle, which was a bad idea at that point because I had a potion ready, but it'll essentially repeat the last action that character performs. So say they defaulted last turn, your last turn, then they will default that turn as well. It's a convenient thing to do if you're grinding, for example, and you just kind of want to do it mindlessly and go do something else, play Cookie Clicker, I don't know. What do the kids play these days in their free time? I don't know. Probably not Cookie Clicker anymore. Either way, you can do whatever you want and just mindlessly grind for JP, EXP, Peak, whatever you want. Anyway, this should be our last battle, so now I can show off auto battle better. Hit Y, we all braved 4 times last turn, so this turn we will also do that. And at level 2 Freelancer, we get Treat. That is a move that heals a little bit of HP. That's just an ability, a static ability we have, and I'm going to turn my encounter rate back to normal. That's why I'll be keeping it for most of the game, unless I'm doing some grinding for some reason. But yeah, now that we have Treat on both Agnès and Tiz, and now that we've gotten a little bit of exposition towards what Agnès' goal is, and what Tiz will be doing to help her, and what Tiz's main goal is just restoring Norende, I think it's time we end things off. I want to say, though, if the story isn't gripping you so far, well, it is kind of a basic main story for a little while, where you're just kind of awakening crystals. The main thing comes from the characters. That is the main highlight of this game, in my opinion. The story is fine, like it's a good story, but the characters are the real highlight. That's where it stands out to me. And that's what I love about this game, truly. But that's going to be it then. We'll get more into the story, of course, next time when we go to see the king, to talk about what happened to Norende, and possibly maybe get some help about the Sky Knights. I mean, we know the Sky Knights are kind of targeting his village as well. He couldn't send soldiers to us because the kingdom is being like riddled with cannonballs, so he has his own problems with the Sky Knights, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get a little bit of help. Anyway, that's all stuff we'll figure out next time. See you guys then. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out some of the other series I've done. You can also consider subscribing, checking out my Patreon page, or joining my Discord server. There are links in the description to those, as well as other social media links like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.